Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Kristine Baker, and I'm a certified LifeLine practitioner based in Missouri. And I'm here with Sharon Faw, Master Certified LifeLine Practitioner. And I just wanted you to have a glimpse into the awesomeness that is Sharon Faw and how uh, her patients with their clients every day. So, Sharon, I just want to ask you, as a certified Lifeline practitioner, you've been seasoned and around for quite a long time, long before I found my way to the Lifeline technique. What have you been noticing lately, and how have you been able to make a difference with your clients that have been coming your way?
Well, thank you, Dr. Kristine. It's delightful to be with you as always. And uh, I've used the Lifeline technique since 2008, and it's a self-care modality for me. And I've also used it with clients. I work with the Lifeline Wellness Center. And what I've found of late is that there's so much chaos going on in our world that it has ramped up levels of anxiety. And I've been dealing with a lot of clients who have overwhelming anxiety, worse than they've ever had it in their life. And the alarming part for me is that many of them are young people. And so what I've seen in my practice as of late is an uptick in people with anxiety and people with cancer. I have a personal journey with cancer, and so I've been attracting individuals that are going through those same big giant spaces, portals we call them in this work. And so lately I've just seen an upheaval of individuals' emotions because of the upheaval that we are seeing in our world today.
And I know for me personally, I've also, I tend to attract a lot of clients that express that even long before recent chaos in the world. And one thing I think that is so profound about the Lifeline technique is watching my clients go from anxiety where they're 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, where they just don't think they can take any more of the intensity of the anxiety. And in an hour and a half at most, their brain is completely downshifted into a state of much more peace, much more joy, much more ability to access the good things in life and the good emotions in their heart. And I personally don't have any experience with anything that makes this profound or supports or holds space for this profound shift in their brain with such efficiency for me as the Lifeline technique. So I'm sure you've noticed that as well. But the almost 180-degree turn I've seen with clients, even just in an hour and a half. Of course, there is the benefit of doing, the series of sessions over time and seeing people's baseline anxiety level drop profoundly. But sometimes I'm even just shocked and delighted in a great way at how much we can see shift in one single session. What has your experience been with that, Sharon?
I totally agree with you there. I totally agree with you. I see many clients over and over again, but not necessarily on a weekly basis. Maybe, I see them every couple of months, or I see them maybe once a year. And so every time we do a session, there's always a shift. Always, always, always. I've never had a session where there wasn't a shift for the individual. What I find is when you can have a tool, and the Lifeline is a tool, it's a skill, it's a technology. When you have a tool that you can use when your mental processes are just filled with turmoil and even becomes a tormentor, or your emotional experience is one of anguish, if you can sit with a Lifeline practitioner for an hour or half an hour sometimes, or 90 minutes, and you can see a radical shift in that individual's ability to move through those spaces, and they leave with a tool for themselves. Because as you know, many of us wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning with a panic attack. And there's not, our options for who we can reach out to at that point are limited. And what happens in a Lifeline session is not only does that individual that brings their stuff in the moment move through it, but then they leave with some tools to use for themselves when they're in those places. And so I've always found a shift. In fact, at the end of a session, we always check in and say, hey, let's revisit the stress. as you observe that stress in your life in this moment, does it feel the same? And I've never had anyone say it feels exactly the same. I've had
Mhm.
some say, I know that anxiety is still there, but it's less. And so we can chip away at those levels of anxiety. So I
Yeah.
think it's so valuable.
Less, or like some people say it feels really far away. Like I don't even know who that person was at the beginning of the session that was having that level of fear and anxiety, but like that feels so far away, way farther away than 60 minutes ago.
My favorite part is when they say, wow, I don't even remember feeling like that. That to me is the best part. That's like the icing on the cake,
Yeah.
because if they present with a 9 out of 10 of some emotions that they cannot handle, and then at the end they can't even remember that they came in like that, to me that is glory. And so I love that part about it.
It's the most beautiful gift from a Lifeline session. So,
It
well, thank
really
you so
is.
much, Paul, for joining us. We super appreciate you being here today. And everybody, infinite love and gratitude. Have an
And
amazing